Richard, the 2021 Podcast Awards season is upon us, and this year we are doing something a little bit different.
We're gonna win, right? Is that what's
hopefully, Richard? But the big change for us this year is that we are not in one category, but we are in two categories.
Oh, like the last 6 years, we'll be in the best comedy podcast category, but this year will also be in the best male-hosted podcast category.
Oh, yes, Richard. And what does that mean for the loyal LB Army? Well, starting July 1st through July 31st, go to podcastawards.com and sign up and select the Language of Bromance in both the Best Comedy Podcast Award and the Best Male-Hosted Podcast Award categories.
And if it's between July 1st and July 31st, that means that right now you can pause. You just don't stop it. Just pause. And then you can go to our show notes. You can click the link and go vote. And then after you vote, you tell your friends and they tell their friends and they tell two friends and so on and so on and so on. And then we'll get everyone to vote.
Yeah. It's like if you're sitting in a grocery line, like tell the store clerk, be like, hey, go vote. Get everyone to vote. So, Richard, the 2021 Podcast Awards will select the slate on August 8th. So far, we have never made the slate and would be beyond honored that our 7-year-old podcast can make it this year. So go to the show notes for the link to podcastawards.com and vote for the Language of Bromance in the Comedy and Best Male-Hosted Podcast categories.
Thanks, and we love you so much. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, how are you today?
Oh,
Look at
Richard.
you sitting there, all being you, doing you things.
I've discovered, Richard, how we are going to retire and make tons of money. I'm investing left and right. I'm on Reddit finding all the investment ideas.
Your investments are your left and right.
Yeah, they are. Oh, and you know what? With this, potentially, if I digitalize it, it could be. Richard, back on our anniversary episode, we talked a tiny bit about NFTs. And I was like, Richard, do you know what an NFT is? And you're like, no, but I know they're out there.
Yes, that's exactly. And you know what? And then you, and I think John also have explained it to me. And I have read like 3 or 4 articles on it. And Shawn, I still am fucking clueless on this entire endeavor.
Well, I don't know a ton. I figured we could walk through it. I've got NFT, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and then also a story about a German programmer who has 2 more chances at his password on his computer to save like $200 million worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so I understand Bitcoin. I do understand cryptocurrency, or at least I feel like I do. I understand cryptocurrency. I understand why it holds value. I understand how that you can mine for it. I understand how that happens, and I understand how it works.
Well, am I an idiot? I thought like crypto was a version of NFT. Like they're all kind of the same.
See, NFTs is where I'm completely lost.
Well, let me read a little bit of what NFT is because they kind of go through specific uses. And now that you say that, I don't see crypto on here.
Okay,
so maybe crypto is like the side creepy cousin of NFTs.
Hey guys, what you doing? Oh God, it's NFT.
Oh, NFTs at the party.
Quick, Ethereum, hide the booze.
Hey, cousin Cindy, you 18 yet? Oh, God, there's always that one. There's always that uncle that's not allowed to be alone with anybody.
It makes it weird.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, NFTs, Richard. So the basic definition is a unit of data storage on a digital ledger called a blockchain. So just like crypto, it uses a blockchain.
Okay.
And this certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable.
So when you say digital asset, are you talking about something that's strictly a digital asset, or can this is this also referring to, say, like the digital right? Okay, let's say if I take a picture of a pencil cup, is that picture is the right to put that picture on the internet the NFT?
No, because I did look through this, and there is something. It is not the digital rights.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
So the way I kind of envision it, so like if you own the Mona Lisa, like you own the physical Mona Lisa,
right?
But you do not own people posting on their website pictures of the Mona Lisa or painting of themselves painting a version of the Mona Lisa. Okay. You just own the physical Mona Lisa. So I think that's kind of, in my dumb brain, that's kind of what I've tried to figure out with this. So
you own the Mona Lisa, hypothetically, and I do a live stream of me looking at your painting and copying it.
Yeah, so then that's like, I do not own rights to what you're doing.
I could sell an NFT of me doing that.
You could, yes. Okay. But then that recording is not digitally owned by whoever has the NFT. They just own the NFTs. That's really why I want to dive into this, because I just can't fathom like why that like what we kind of got talking about this was the Disaster Girl, right? She sold an NFT of that meme. But I have no idea what that means and why somebody would buy that for $500 million.
Yeah, because like you were saying, like it doesn't equate to the rights of an image or video or whatever. Not that it doesn't equate to the rights of it. So then what's the point?
Yeah, I said $500 million. It was $500,000. So it's 500,000. Still a lot of money, but
still.
So NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. So I think there is a little bit of difference between crypto and NFT, which just talking about this, I guess I didn't realize. So
this is the one-eyed leading the blind here. That's what's happening right now.
So access to any copy of the original file, however, is not restricted to the buyer of the NFT. So while copies of the digital images are available to anyone to obtain, NFTs are tracked on blockchains to provide the owner with a proof of ownership that is separate from copyright. So essentially, they build the blockchain to say that you own the NFT of the Mona Lisa, but you do not actually own the copyright of the Mona Lisa. Okay.
So I think I'm understanding this. Okay, so again, going with the Mona Lisa, okay? So the Mona Lisa is housed in the Louvre, which is in Paris, France, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I fly to Paris, France, and while I'm there, I'm in the gift shop and I buy a
magnet.
I buy a magnet with the Mona Lisa on it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the NFT. The NFT is the magnet.
No, the NFT would be the physical Mona Lisa. The copyright, why it could be used on other things, is the magnet. Because there's only one Mona Lisa.
Right.
And that is the framed Mona Lisa in the Louvre. The images flowing around willy-nilly that don't have any NFT tied to it is the magnet.
Okay.
So think of Disaster Girl. So the copyrighted image of Disaster Girl is out there somewhere. I don't know who owns the copyright on it, if anybody does. Probably the original person.
Sure.
But they created an NFT of that Disaster Girl that somebody bought. But that person that bought the NFT cannot go out and sue people for using that meme because they do not own the copyright of said Disaster Girl. Which again, I go back to is like, how is that worth any money? Like, is there going to be some store that says, hey, I'll sell you this for one Disaster Girl NFT?
Yeah. Because to me, can there be multiple NFTs of one thing?
I guess if it's a different... I guess that gets into maybe what crypto is. Crypto is like the duplication of NFTs. So like your magnet example. There can be an NFT of the Mona Lisa, but then you can start selling magnets that become a crypto Mona Lisa.
Oh, damn it. See, I think I'm so close to getting this, and then it all just completely falls apart on me.
Because then you're like, wait, are there NFTs cryptos? It's like, no, except in this situation where they are. You're like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be like our like CDs.
You know what I feel like? I feel like it.
We're in a simulation. I agree.
That too. I feel like this is one of those things that's like intentionally made to be confusing. It's like banking, okay? You know, I feel like banking, you know, when you talk about like tranches and like, you know, the housing market, and you know, when people talk about the economy, I feel like it's intentionally it's worded purposefully to confuse and bore people.
Well, I would almost say not purposely. I would say it's more that people don't understand it, but they try to act like they understand it. So I'm trying to think. So like you're saying, so like this NFT, it feels more like right now it's not a science, it's an art almost. Like we're kind of figuring it out as we go, but it's you know, it's kind of like a company too that, you know, just like shoots up in like worth. Like it's just like all of a sudden it's worth a ton of money, but everybody there is still trying to figure out how to just run a business. Like they don't fully understand it, but they're bringing in a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And so then they're on like, you know, some kind of business news and they're like, well, how'd you make a ton of money? And they're like, we did business stuff.
Yeah. And then people are like, that makes perfect sense. And
you're
like, really? It does?
But that's like you said with like housing market, I think people, it's not a science. It's still being like discovered. It's like, you know, when they talk a little bit about medicine, like that's why they call it a practice and not a profession, because it's like, we're still just kind of figuring stuff out, and there's so many things that change, and we're really in the infancy of the knowledge that we have, that it's just kind of like, the expert is the person who can go, I think that's what it is. More convincingly than others.
Yeah. See, like there's a part of me that feels like the people that are trying to make money off it, are maybe not deliberately, but kind of sort of like be like trying to be confusing so that way you'll leave them alone, so that way they can make money.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I think, and I don't know if it's really, I wouldn't put like a lot of thought, because the Dogecoin thing I think really kind of shows this for me. I don't think that they put a lot of thought into be like, oh, well, I'm going to tell them left so I can go right. It's more of like, I'm not really sure what's right or left, but I know I could probably get some more financial backing if I seem like I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take a left.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are nefarious people out there who are giving bad information, but I feel like this is just in its infancy, and so many people are jumping on this like NFT and crypto train that people are just starting to kind of figure it out. And there's just so much, and I guess it's kind of just the digital age in itself. Like if you want to search like how to make money with NFTs, I guarantee there's like 10,000 blog posts about it. And you're like, well,
there's a BuzzFeed article somewhere. It'd be like, I made $5 million on NFTs, and here's how.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of pictures with red circles and arrows pointed to it.
I made that in 3 hours with 10 nickels.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just say 50 cents? Why'd you say 10 nickels? Well, that's why you're not going to make it in crypto. Yep. I thought we were talking about NFTs.
That's why I'm a financial professional.
Which is just professional gambling.
You ran the guac on a Taco Bell like 3 months ago.
You were on this Reddit feed. They said something about GameStops, and you just, it's game stocks. I don't know. I'm old.
Yeah. You know what? Ultimately, that's what it is for me. It's like, if I'm really being honest with myself, I'm slightly nervous to like say that I don't understand it, because then it's like, well, of course you don't. You're fucking old. And then I'm like, oh, that's hurtful.
But even then, like let's say you're like, well, you know, I'm going to take this NFT thing serious and trying to figure out how to make money at it.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, it's
like,
true, but ow.
It's not one of those things that I think you can just jump in and read like 3 articles and be like, oh, okay, well, now I'm a NFT professional.
Yeah. $50,000.
Yeah, it's something you have to do a deep dive on before you start putting your actual real money into.
Right.
Because it's just like investing in the stocks. Like there's a risk. Like, I mean, Bitcoin just dropped by like 60%.
It did.
And it hasn't jumped up yet. It probably will. I don't know. But like, I'm not going to drop 30K on one Bitcoin right now. I wish I would have bought like maybe 10 when it was at 700 right now.
I know, right?
But
that's that whole, hindsight's 2020.
yeah, but I don't even think I could convince, 2000 and I think it was 12 or 13, Shawn, to be like, hey, take $7,000 and drop it into this digital currency. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And why are you bald in the future? Because I didn't invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah. You want to be like me? You're like old Biff.
Bald, disheveled. And
it's
it's like,
look here, old man.
It's like, no wonder you're stupid, Shawn. Too. You're telling me this stuff is going to grow like by 600%. And you're only telling me to put 7K in. Like, I'm going to go take out a loan.
Listen, one day this guy's going to come to you with fucking scraggly hair and he's going to want to start a podcast. And if that happens, take him out. You don't need that on your plate. You're putting your money in crypto. What the fuck is crypto? Is that a dog?
Is that like something you put dead people in? No, that's a crypt. Oh.
That's a crypt, genius.
God, young me was stupid. Well, at least I have hair. Come here, you son of a bitch. Kill yourself in the past, you die in the future.
Oh.
That sounds like that should be a song lyric.
I'm sure it is somewhere.
I'm sure it is. Everything that's been said has already been done.
And Radiohead made it about suicide.
Yep. Oh, now I'm sad. All right. In 2021, the other thing, it's weird, side note. When did you start saying 20 and then the two other digits instead of because it was like 2000, 2001, 2002, and all of a sudden it became 2014, 2020. When did you start doing 20 whatever?
Probably at 20.
I think that's when I did
I started
too.
saying 2020. Because it just seems easier to say. Like, I don't know. I guess but yeah, I remember saying 2019.
Yeah, because we say 1919, 1913, 1901. We don't say 1901. But do you think back then, like this is really weird conversation, but do you think back then they were like 1901, or 1901, 1902?
No, they said 1901.
1919. Oh, that has a ring to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no diseases coming around in 1920.
I'm going to go hang out with the Kaiser. He seems like a good fellow.
The first time I ever heard it was during the White Sox in the 2005 World Series. The guy said 2005, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we said
that sounds weird."
Yeah, but when you think about it, it's like, well, yeah, we did say 1999. We didn't say 1999.
Yeah.
So why didn't we say 2001 and 2002?
Yeah, that sounds weird. That sounds weird to say. It doesn't. I mean, like, it doesn't sound. It's not phonetically pleasing.
But like even that, like I was going to say 2021 or 2021, both still seem okay. But I feel like future is going to be like 2001, 2005. Like they're not going to say 2001 because for 80 years we're going to be saying 2020, 2021, 2022.
I think that when they get to 2020, they'll say 2020. I think everything before that will be 2000 and.
Oh, no. So what I'm saying is like, so we start saying 2020 and 2020. So for the next 80 years, they're going to do 20 whatever. So when people look in the past, they're going to say 2005, 2006. Because that's what we do with the 19s. Like I'm guessing maybe they said 1900 or 19. Yeah, 1900, 1901.
Yeah, but it's a syllable thing. What the fuck are we talking about right now?
I don't know. But we can make an NFT out of this. So in 2021, there has been an increased interest in using NFTs. So the blockchains like Ethereum, Flow, and Tezos have their own standards when it comes to supporting NFTs. But each works to ensure that the digital item represented is authentically one of a kind. So NFTs are now being used to commodify digital assets in art, music, sports, and other popular entertainment. So I have heard like the NBA are doing NFTs for like replays.
Okay.
So you can own an NFT of a specific play that had happened.
Okay.
Now, what you do with that, I don't know, but I think they're pretty cheap too.
You know what? Ultimately, I think that's my question. Like, what do I do with this?
So I remember way back, like this would have been like 2006.
Like if I buy a picture of the Mona Lisa and then hang it up in my house, like it's hung up in my house. If I buy an NFT, do I hang it up in my house?
I think you could. So like I was saying, like in 2008 or 2005, the baseball card company, Topps, was doing digital cards. And I remember seeing that. And it kind of like didn't make sense because I was like, wait a minute, are you telling me the card's in like a vault? So I own the card, but I don't physically have it. And now they have obviously NFTs where they have a certain number of cards that they give out, but it's just, you own this thing. You own this, you collect this NFT baseball card of this specific player. And I guess you might have like a gallery on your computer. So if you want to go look at your NFT, you could and see it. Maybe you get like one of those picture flippers.
This is making sense to me now. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. So like, okay, in your baseball card analogy, each card is an NFT, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's something that's, made and distributed exclusively over the digital airwaves.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And so then
you buy it and then you have it. It's not necessarily unique, but it's something that there is a finite amount of.
Yeah, and I'd imagine probably the cards, they probably have like 1 of 1,000, 2 of 1,000, so they're probably numbered. So they are unique specifically,
and that's what assigns them value as you and I conventionally know it.
And when you think about humans, I mean, it's just humans giving value to stuff. Like we have this rectangle pieces of paper that we say have a specific value.
Doesn't it make you like just question everything, like question the entire like system as we know it? Because you're like, they just make a thing and they put it on a machine and like it's supposed to have value. Oh God, that's the exact same thing we do to fucking little pieces of paper with dead presidents on them. Oh my God, what? It's all an illusion, Shawn.
Well, prior to being on the Federal Reserve, it basically, the paper was like the NFT of the day, because like if you get a $5 silver-backed paper dollar, that basically means you have $5 worth of silver. It's just on a piece of paper. That silver's sitting somewhere.
Correct. And then we were taken off that standard in the 70s.
Yeah. And then put on a completely non-backed by anything physical.
Yes. Correct.
That was not owned by the government. Like, if you want to freak yourself out, try to figure out what the Federal Reserve means. It's not owned by the government. It's a private entity.
Yeah.
You're like, how does that make sense? So they give us money and then we give them interest back on that money.
Yeah.
That's theirs that they, no, that makes you want to throw up. But I mean, it makes sense. Like, like you think at some point you have to have like something of value for trades and goods, right? Like, and I think that's probably helped spawn the ability for people not to be able to kind of specialize in one area. Because before, you had to think about it, you had to build something, then you had to go to a town and find somebody that had something you wanted and trade them what you had for it. Mm-hmm. And all the value base was between two people. And then you start building ways to like, oh, okay, well, I can't make a ton of bread and get everything I need off of that one cell of bread, right? Because it goes bad. But I can go into town, I can sell all my bread for something that is more of a hard thing, like silver coins.
Yeah.
Federal Reserve dollars is kind of the same way. And I can have these non-perishable things that I can hold on to go back and buy when I need things.
Right.
So now I don't have to worry about making bread or going out and farming as well, because I don't need all this stuff. I can do a specific thing, build a business, send stuff out, get money in.
The NFT works like that, except the difference is that there isn't a centralized, institution that is assigning value to the thing. It's the market that is assigning the value to the thing.
Yeah, this seems a lot more like silver-backed. And I can't remember what it's called. It's not. Whenever we were on the silver or gold standard, I think is what it is. So this is more like being when we were on the gold standard or silver standard for our currency.
Right.
Like there is this digital format thing, but there is still something, not necessarily physical, but there is still something that exists.
Right.
Whereas today, with like when I said we compared this to dollars, we say this Federal Reserve dollar means something, but there's nothing that backs that except an entity.
Yeah, and the word of a government saying it's worth this.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, yeah, if it says it's worth 5 silver, well, I have something that's worth 5 silver. It's sitting in a vault somewhere, and this is the same thing. It's on a blockchain and exists somewhere.
And again, to go back, like who said that shiny metal was worth something? It was. I mean, you just go down that rabbit hole. Be like, well, we thought. We held value on pieces of paper, and before that, it was shiny rocks.
Yeah, I mean, they just had stone or rocks and stuff. Yeah, they smashed, and I think probably just because it's more of a fine, what's it called with metals like that? What's the word I'm thinking of? Precious metal. Yeah, more precious metal, so they're not as easy to get. Because I mean, obviously, they're not going to be like limestone. That's going to be our currency. And you come with like a big boulder from your backyard, and they're like, that's worth half a loaf of bread. Okay.
So by this metric, then that means what we should do is we should have our own NFTs and assign some crazy value to it and have a very, very, very finite amount. And that way the value's jacked up because it's like, hey, you want to buy an NFT of, episode 185, you can buy it for $50,000.
Yeah,
but you're going to be the only. But we're only having one. You can only have one.
Realizing how this works, like I thought you owned the copyright of it too, but no, you don't. You just own an NFT of this. So yeah, we could put every one of our episodes up as an NFT.
Yeah.
Our luck, like you have to pay like one of these 3 companies I talked about, and they hold that for you. And they're like, well, it's like $25 a month. It's like, damn it. Now we've got 10 grand in NFTs.
Okay. All right. Big brain here. What if we are a company that holds NFTs and then we make people pay us $25 a month?
Oh, we got to get a lot of computers.
That's got one.
Yeah, that might be able to hold. All we've done is infect our systems with viruses.
It's got a lot of space.
It's got 2 terabytes.
Well, I mean, it's got 4 terabytes, but like 2/3 of that's porn.
Yeah. So
Not even NFT porn. It's just porn.
So some of the uses for NFTs. So this says here, NFTs of artwork are similar to autographed items. The unique identity and ownership of the NFT is variable via the blockchain ledger. NFTs have metadata that is processed through a cryptographic hash function. So digital art. Despite purchases not resulting in actual ownership of said art, like we explained with Mona Lisa, digital art was an early use case for NFTs because of the ability of blockchain technology to assure the unique signature and ownership of NFTs. Digital artwork entitled Every Days, The First 5,000 Days by artist Mike Wickelman, also known as Beeble, sold for $69.3 million in 2021.
See, and nobody knows what the fuck that is.
I've never heard of this, but there is somebody who owns that that NFT of that artwork and paid $69.3 million for it.
See, exactly, and nobody knows what that is.
Yeah. All of that for a background on your phone that anybody can have.
So what we need to do is we need to get some rich Russian oligarch to like our show, and we're made in the shade, Shawn.
Like what I'm seeing here, Richard, there's an image. It's one of 16,000. I can pull this image up, copy and paste it, or copy it, save as, and I can have that as a wallpaper on my phone, and I paid $0 for it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between that and owning a piece of one of the best podcasts ever. Isn't that right, comrade?
That's right. So the purchase resulted in the third highest auction price achieved for a living artist after Jeff Koons and David Hockney. Another Beeple piece entitled Crossroad, consisting of a 10-second video showing animated pedestrians walking past a figure of Donald J. Trump, sold for $6.69 million at Nifty Gateway. So this dude took a TikTok video and sold it for $6 million.
See, okay. See, now that I feel like I get it a little bit, I feel like there's money to be made here, Shawn.
Well, really, we just got. I mean, if we were better advertisers, our podcast might be bigger. So we probably show we failed there. But like this dude's
it's not about that. It's about advertising to the right people.
Well, no, I mean it's I think art is kind of this way.
Screw everybody else. I'm talking directly to Sergey here. Hey,
Sergey's listening.
You want an NFT of our show? $400,000. I don't think that's that much.
No,
right?
And you know what? If you buy 5 of them, we'll give them to you for $2 million.
Yep. You know what? Let's be generous. I'll say 6. I'm willing to give an extra one for free.
Yeah, Sergey, just email us. languageofbromance.com.
Yep. Have at
DM
it.
us. We're on Twitter.
You're the best. We
love you, Sergey.
We love Ukraine.
So Figma CEO, Figma is a vector graphics editor prototyping tool, sold a digital avatar entitled CryptoPunk number 7804 for $7.5 million to an anonymous investor, as well as a second avatar, Ape Fedora number 6965 for $1.5 million. So what this is, I mean, these are basically like extra skins in video games. It's a digital bit that says you own this thing now.
Well, it's not even that you own this thing. You own a digital image of the thing.
Yeah, a unique digital strain of code.
Yeah.
Let's see. In 2021, a digital portrait of Fire Media logo was sold by rapper Ja Rule at an auction for $122,000. Through his NFT venture Flipkick. So we all know Ja Rule of Fire fame, Firefest.
Oh, yeah, the Fire Festival.
Yep. He sold the Fire Media logo as an NFT.
That's smart. And then he actually, he's the only person that made money off of it.
It's true. So collectibles, NFTs can represent collectibles like card collections, but in digital format. So in February 2021, a LeBron James slam dunk NFT card on the NBA Top Shot platform sold for $208,000. In May 2021, NBA Top Shot reached 1 million users.
Okay. Now I'm thinking the wheels are turning here. Okay.
Language of Bromance cards.
Well, not just that, Shawn. What are some big moments in internet history? Let's think about those. Think about how something like that could be created as an NFT, and then we buy that.
Cat playing piano.
Cat playing piano.
Or cat playing chopsticks.
Chocolate rain. Hang on.
What?
2 Girls, 1 Cup. Oh my God, Shawn. We could have a picture of the 2 girls from 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yeah.
We have that as an NFT, and people would be like, what's that? And we'd say, oh, it's the girls from 2 Girls, 1 Cup. And then I think that'd be worth some money. I'm surprised
it hasn't already been sold. Who owns the rights to that? It almost seems like it doesn't matter. You just got to make an NFT of it and sell it.
But so now who is able to make an NFT?
I think you can make it with anybody. You just got to use right now there's 3 established companies that you can build NFTs through. So
no, but I mean, does it have to be something you own?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good point. Maybe
if I went to, hypothetically, let's say I knew where to find the 2 Girls, 1 Cup video, and I was able to take 5 seconds of that video, could I then turn that into an NFT and own it and then sell it to somebody?
That's a good question, because with the Disaster Girl, she had the original digital file and then sent that up to be the NFT.
Right.
So I wonder if you have to have the original file.
But how do you verify it's the original file? Shawn, we're talking about like stuff from like the pre, like the early days of the internet.
Oh,
Nobody knows where that shit came from.
You know what? We could probably get some Homestar Runner stuff because that's probably like people know it, but don't like. I don't think the owners probably even realize it's still up. Start pulling that stuff down and send it up there.
Go to the Internet Wayback Machine.
Oh yeah,
and just start pulling images and shit like that from the archives. Start making NFTs of those.
I bet you could. You're probably going to get yourself in hot water. Like you probably couldn't use like very known stuff. Like you did Two Girls, One Cup. They'd be like, all right, you're fucking with us. We know what you're doing. But if you went to like something that was like super like edge, like super like cult following, like, you know, back in the internet, like a lot of people knew about it, but wasn't like, you know, globally known. Like Homestar Runner might be the one you could get away with, but that might be the tippy
Unicorn.
top. I don't know if I've even seen Charlie Unicorn, so that probably would work.
Charlie the Unicorn.
I don't remember that one.
Going to Candy Mountain.
Oh. I was thinking of Charlie bit me.
No.
Oh,
Charlie the Unicorn. I'm going to Candy Mountain.
Ooh, we do Double Rainbow Guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over the place. Man, back in the day when it was easy to become an internet superstar.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's where it happened by accident. Now everybody that becomes internet superstars on purpose. They're trying.
I hate them.
We've been trying for 7 years, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, god damn it. Now I just have to resort to taking like weird photos of you and then trying to sell those.
Wait, why does it keep saying screenshot? No reason. So games, Richard. So NFTs can be used to represent in-game assets, such as digital plots of land, which are controlled by the user instead of the game developer. So if like
how the fuck does that work?
So you play that one game. What's the Well, actually, I guess okay. You were talking about Destiny earlier, and there's like a PvP area,
right?
So this would be where you could buy like if they had like a global area, you could buy an NFT, which would be a plot of land there, and maybe you're the only one that has access to it.
Okay. Good example I could think of right now is there's a game Valheim. Okay, so you're a Viking, and you go around and you chop down wood and like build up a house and make weapons and armor, and then you go out and kill stuff, and you progress through different biomes and stuff like that. But each game world is it's procedurally generated. So each game world is uniquely created and is stored exclusively on your machine, which means that like I can, like if I'm playing the game, I can invite friends in, to play with me in my game world.
Ah, yeah. So you could sell plots of land to that as NFTs.
So well, I'm saying like the way it works right now is that all the game world's locally stored, which means like, let's say you get on and then you're like, hey, can I play with you? Can we play together in your world? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And so then I invite you in, and then you come on and you build yourself a house and stuff like that. And then if I go offline, since the server's saved on my machine, if I go offline, then it automatically kicks you offline. So what you're saying is an NFT would be an exclusive plot of land in that game world.
Yeah, so I know like in not Cyberpunk, Ready Player One, they talked about the Oasis, and I guess they were technically kind of doing NFTs there because they would spin up these vast areas and then they would sell that NFT, that digital location, to people. Uh-huh. So they would own that plot of land and could do whatever they want with.
See, okay, now again, going to Valheim, if I go to a like an online service that lets me that like has dedicated servers, and I pay them like $5 a month, then I can save my game world on their server, which means that now I don't need to be the only, like, if you have a house in my game world, you can access that game world whether I'm on or not, because the game world is stored separately on an always on dedicated server.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if that's really as much of an NFT, but it's close to it. And that's why I'm not sure about like the plot of land, because really that's more like, well, maybe that you get closer to the future of it, but yeah, that's really like you're renting the digital code.
Well, I'm renting the server space, which lets me save the game world there, so that way everybody can access it.
Yeah, but if they generate it on their
everybody that
end,
I want.
But if they just generate on their end, so you didn't put your game on there, but you went there to play your game, they'd say, oh, okay, well, for $5 a month, you're really like, now we pay for server access, but what they'd say is for $5 a month, you get this plot of land.
Right.
So that would kind of be like the NFT side of it. Because again, like the government, when people buy land, you know, you basically rent it from the government, right? That's what your property taxes are.
Okay.
Because if you stop paying that, then they come and take that land away.
Okay.
This makes me feel more and more like we're in a simulation. We're going to figure it out too close. And they're just going to hit reboot. So music. So blockchain and the technology enabled the network have given the opportunity for musicians to tokenize and publish their work as NFTs. So on March 3rd, 2021, rock band Kings of Leon became the first to announce the release of a new album, When You See Yourself, in the form of an NFT.
Okay.
The NFT went on to generate a reported $2 million in sales, in which more than a quarter of the revenue was donated to charity benefiting live entertainment workers. Later the same month, American rapper Lil Pump partnered with the NFT platform Sweet to release a special NFT collection.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that might be like you get like a special release of the album. Like it'd be like you get the limited edition cover.
I wonder how that works. How do you think that works with DMCA?
Well, you don't own the copyright. It's just like it basically, the way I'm seeing it is like, it would be like they have it's
like if you bought the CD.
Yeah,
like I couldn't live stream and play the CD that I bought.
Yeah, so it's like they're printing one cover like this, and they're all signing it, and it's a very much one of a kind CD that you're buying. So they sell it for $1 million. Well, yeah, you own that CD, but you don't own the copyright of the music. It's just a one of a kind thing that you own.
Yeah, see, I'm not a huge fan of DMCA because I feel like it's getting really out of hand. Especially now that you have bots that are crawling around looking for like 6 seconds of a song that it like inadvertently hears from something or somewhere. They just put out they put out gameplay stuff for a new Battlefield game, and in there I can hear the song "Kickstart My Heart" from Motley Crue. So you're telling me that if somebody who is like streams video games online on Twitch or on Facebook or whatever, on YouTube, whatever, you're telling me that if they shoot a video or stream, they're on their stream and they're like, oh, Battlefield came out with a new trailer, let's all watch it together. Then they watch that trailer, the song comes on the trailer, and then they get popped for it. They get popped with a copyright strike.
Yeah, what's crazy is I think you still see like a ton of that out there. Like you go to YouTube and look up like music stuff that's not by the person. Tons of it out there. Like how's that stuff not getting hit yet?
It's fucked up.
Yeah, well, at some point, like even like you talk about bots, there's going to be so much out there that crawling all that's just going to be like you're going to get to a point where it's not even worth the cost that you're losing.
Mm-hmm.
Like early on, like 5-10 years ago, it was probably pretty cheap for them to do that, like run those bots, catch who's doing it, and it just was a way for them to ensure that they're making more money. But at some point, you're going to run into where it's like, listen, if somebody wants to upload this to YouTube, we'll just wait for somebody to report it because it's costing way too much money to have these servers running, updating these bots.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what's happening now when it comes to older music.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. You'd just be checking newer music and probably that gives you a kind of a timestamp when to start looking at stuff. So any videos older than X, you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't listen to new music, so I'm fine.
That's true. That's because you're old, Shawn. That's why you don't understand NFTs. Unlike me, which is now a bona fide expert.
How many of you invested in?
Especially for you, Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey. How many of you invested in besides getting all of ours set up for Sergey?
I bought one of a mouse.
Nice. So I think I already figured out what the title of this episode is going to be. It's going to be Sergey, your LOB NFT is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows. Because, I mean, sometimes Sergey's like, you know what? I'm going to skip this episode because I got a lot of podcasts. Loki's kind of coming to an end, so I'm kind of busy with that. But if he sees his name in the title, he's going to be like, oh, I got to look at this. And Sergey, for an extra $1 million, we'll add this into your NFT. So that's 7 NFTs for $3 million.
Oh my God, you could have an NFT on a show about NFTs.
Yeah.
It's like NFTception.
Bwah. That's just more like cha-ching. So film, Richard. So the motion picture industry has been slower to react to the boom in NFTs, in part owing it to the technology challenge of storing digital movies, which are typically very large in size, into blockchain technology, which is designed for smaller files. So in 2018, 20th Century Fox partnered with Adams Tickets and released limited edition Deadpool 2 digital posters to promote the film. In March of 2021, Adam Benzin's Oscar-nominated documentary, Claudia Lesman's Spectra of the Shoal, became the first motion picture documentary and Academy Award-nominated film to be minted and auctioned as an NFT. Several other have experimental releases with it. So Legendary Entertainment announced it would release an exclusive Godzilla vs. Kong NFT collection on the same day it hit theaters. And Kevin Smith announced that in April of 2021, his new movie Kilroy Was Here would be released as an NFT. But with whoever got the NFT also got the rights for distribution.
Oh.
So that one came with a little extra
juice.
Let's see. So sports. So athletes are starting to take advantage of NFTs. In September 2019, NBA player Spencer Dwindle tokenized his contract so others could invest into it. And Dapper Labs, a blockchain tech-based company, collaborated with the NBA to create NBA Top Shot as a marketplace for digital highlight clips. So like that kind of interests me. So like if I could go and buy a NFT of like a random White Sox highlight for $6, I might do that. You know, because like
be all about it.
Yeah, because like right now, Topps Cards does this thing they call Topps Now. So like when a big event happens in like sports, like let's say in baseball, like a player throws a perfect game, they'll create a card and anybody can buy up to whatever number of them for like 3 days. They'll say this is, order it in 3 days and then we're done. So it's like a one-time print. So kind of like an NFT, but more physical. So I've bought a handful of those for White Sox guys. And you know what happens with those cards, Richard?
What?
They just sit in the top of my shelf.
So, Shawn, I just looked it up. Apparently, somebody on Reddit 3 months ago had the idea. What do I have to do to own the NFT for Two Girls, One Cup? And then the top comment is, smart move.
Wait a minute. Who is future Richard 101? Fashion. So in 2019, Nike acquired a patent that allows for blockchain technology to attach cryptographically secure digital assets in the form of NFTs to physical products. So they've got sneakers that they're going to call crypto kicks. So they're working on getting so you can show off your crypto. I'm sorry, not your crypto. Showing off your NFTs.
Yeah.
Porn. So porn has also tokenized the work. But I guess they're kind of having some issues getting that taken off because there is some pushback on NFT marketplaces towards pornographic material.
Okay, say that one more time.
So porn is starting to break
because I feel like talking about the NFT when it comes to porn is very important.
Yeah, so porn is kind of starting to get into it a little bit, but a lot of the NFT marketplaces have kind of a little bit of hostility towards pornographic material. And as we know, Richard, when it comes to any form of technology, once porn gets a hold of it and gets it almost not necessarily perfected, but at least a good push into it, it explodes, right? VHS, porn.
Once porn starts pushing into it, then it finally explodes.
Because you have VHS, you've got the blue. So
and then
the
everybody's happy.
Yeah. So the VHS Betamax battle.
Yes.
A lot of people say why VHS won was because porn went to VHS.
Porn did go to VHS. Porn also was Blu-ray. Porn also went Blu-ray.
Because wasn't it something like Blu-ray wasn't quite as crisp?
I think it was more that Blu-ray you could hold more data on the disc.
Okay.
Than an HD DVD.
And maybe it was HD TVs that porn kind of didn't push real hard into first, because it's like, which is super funny when you think about it, but like they're kind of like, well, I mean, if it's HD, you're going to see every blemish.
Yeah. Do you really want to see everything? I don't think you do.
It's like, do you really want to see like cellulite on it? It's like, yeah, like I want it to be as real as possible. So porn's kind of having some trouble breaking into it, but yeah, I think once porn gets into it, I mean, obviously that's when it's going to explode, right? Last one on here.
Explode.
University research. So in May of 2021, UC Berkeley announced that it would be auctioning NFT for the patent disclosures for 2 Nobel Prize winner inventions, a CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing and cancer immunotherapy. 85% of the proceeds from the auction are earmarked to go to the university. So basically you can kind of get some of the I guess the documentation of this specific invention.
Okay.
Let's see. So I guess I don't know if we're going to get into the crypto stuff. So maybe that might be a part 2. Because again, I didn't realize NFTs was different from crypto. But I want to talk a little bit about I guess, do you want to talk about the standards, or do you want to kind of know the early history of NFTs?
Of NFTs? Give me the history, because now I'm interested. I want to know how this came to be.
Yeah, and this is not like there's not a ton here, so this will be good to finish up on. So, early history for NFTs. So the first off NFT was created on May 3rd of 2014 by Kevin McCoy and Anil Dash, live at the 7-on-7 conference at a new museum in New York City. The experiment represented the first time a non-fungible, tradable blockchain marker was explicitly via on-chain metadata linked to a unique work of art, standing in a stark contrast to the multi-unit fungible, metadata-less colored coins of other blockchains and counterparties. So it looks like it kind of like really is, I guess the setting up of it started in 21, but the final push of it and everything was the first like actual use of it was May 3rd of 2014. So we're talking less than 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So in October of 2015, the first fully fledged NFT project, Ethereum, was launched and demonstrated live at DevCon 1, Ethereum's first development conference in London, UK, just 3 months after the launch of Ethereum blockchain itself. Most of Ethereum's 457 purchasable and tradable hexagonal tiles were unsold for more than 5 years until March 13th of 2021, when renewed interest in NFTs sparked a buying frenzy. So within 24 hours, all tiles of the current version and a prior version, each hard-coded to 1 EHF, 43 cents at the time of launch, were sold for a total of 1.4 million.
Woo!
So that's 1.4 million divided by 457.
Do the math, because I cannot.
Divided by, what did I say, 457?
Yes.
So they sold for just over $3,000 a piece.
Okay.
And you could have bought them for 43 cents.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yep, missed out. So mainstream awareness. So that just happened in March of this year.
Right.
So mainstream awareness, so this is kind of 2017 to 21. In 2017, the Ethereum blockchain started to gain prominence over Bitcoin-based token platforms. So again, like NFT and cryptocurrency, I think are in the same vein, but just slightly different, if that makes sense.
I mean, I guess they're the same in the sense that they run off blockchain, and that, they're minted and have value that's kind of assigned to it by the market and not necessarily a centralized like government and or entity.
Yeah, I guess the way I could say it, so like a dollar bill. If you have a dollar bill and I have a dollar bill, they look the exact same.
Right.
So that would be crypto.
Right.
But a painting is a one-of-a-kind thing, but still has dollar value tied to it.
Yeah.
That is an NFT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. So let's see. Due to Ethereum having a system for token creation and storage built right into its blockchain, thus eliminating the need for third-party platforms like Counterparty, and was the company to coin the term non-fungible token. Also in 2017.
Okay.
What happened here? Let's see. Also in 2017, the American studio Larv Labs released CryptoPunks, a project to trade unique cartoon characters on the Ethereum blockchain. In late 2017, another project called Crypto Kitties, where players adopt and trade virtual cats, was released and quickly went viral, raising a $12.5 million investment.
It's like Tamagotchi. Do you remember the Tamagotchi pets?
Fuck, Richard, we missed the Tamagotchi Part 2 craze. Yeah, because, I mean, basically you could be like, oh my God, Richard, like you can have purebred crypto kitties.
Nintendogs. Do you remember when the DS first came out, they had Nintendogs?
Yeah. Oh, this will make you sick, Richard. So they raised a $12.5 million investment, and some kitties were selling for...
Oh, tell me a stupid number so I can get pissed.
Over $100,000. So in 28...
God damn it.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's people that, like, you build a character in, like, WoW and you can sell it for money. Like, you know, you get a character to a level, like, maxed out and some people will buy it. So kind of similar. In 2018, Decentraland, a blockchain-based virtual world, raised $26 million in an initial coin offer and had a $20 million internal economy as of September 2018.
Okay.
In 2019, so like we were talking about crypto kicks. So I felt like it was a way for them to display your like stuff on your sneakers. No, it was just a way to get a virtual version of the shoe to customers. So you can buy the shoe and actually wear them, or you can have the crypto, which you don't have to worry about getting messed up.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
In early 2020, the developer of CryptoKitties, Dapper Labs, released the beta version of NBA Top Shot. So like we talked about, that's where they sell cards for NBA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The project was released to the public and reported offered $230 million in gross sales as of February 28th. All right, so this is the last bit we have kind of for like up to today. So in 2021, interest in NFTs continued to spike and a number of high-profile sales were made just in the first few months. So in February of 2021, the musician Grimes sold around $6 million worth of tokens representing digital art on Nifty Gateway. Later that month, an NFT representing the meme animation Nyan Cat was sold in an internet marketplace for just under $600,000.
See, that's what I was talking about. I remember Nyan Cat.
What's Nyan Cat?
That's an old internet meme.
Oh yeah, it was a YouTube video uploaded in April of 2011.
Yeah.
That's why I make it like you said, like sell anything. I wonder if you need something that went viral. But yeah, like was that the original owner that sold that? Or is it just somebody who's like download from YouTube?
Exactly.
February 28th, electric dance musician 3LAU sold a collection of 33 NFTs for a total of $11.7 million to commemorate an anniversary of a album. We talked about Kings of Leon. We talked about Beeple, the artist. On March 22nd, oh yeah, this is the other thing that's starting to happen. On March 22nd, 2021, Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter and Square, sold an NFT representing his first tweet for over $2.5 million.
Oh, I think I did hear about that.
I did hear about that, yeah. So that's the next thing. So I was like, you can start selling NFTs of your tweets. You know what? Kevin Smith needs to do that with the tweet his wife put out on was it Valentine's Day? Like it was super dirty and people got pissed at him about it. He's like, wasn't me that posted that. It was my wife. But Richard, we didn't get as deep as this as I thought we would. Like we kind of learned some stuff that NFTs and cryptos are not quite exactly the same like I thought.
And it's not an exact science, and that
Sergey is going to reach out to us
Sergey,
soon.
we love you, and I am trying to figure out how I can get an NFT of Two Girls One Cup, because I think that would be money.
Yeah. Well.
I know. See, like, you don't, like, I get it. Like, you don't want to be the guy that, like, oh, I own an NFT of Two Girls One Cup. But you know what? Like, if I'm sitting in my gold-plated chair wearing my gold suit with my gold hat, and they're like, oh, that's the guy that owns the NFT Two Girls One Cup. Like, I'm fine with that.
Well, no, you're the guy that sold it. So, like,
I'm the guy that sold that. Yeah.
So, like, all of your cars will be like Cup 1, Girl 1, Girl 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have them. So you have to have Girl 1, Cup, Girl 2.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I'm trying to big brain it here. I'm trying to help you out, Shawn.
Yeah, well, that's your once we get Sergey all lined up, that's your next task. But yeah. I guess is that Richard's closing thoughts?
Yeah, I think I keep talking about it, and I feel like somebody else is gonna do it.
Richard, you have over 300 episodes. You could NFT all your Richard's closing thoughts.
That's true. I could. I keep saying this one thing, but actually I'm looking at something else.
All right. Well, I guess before we get, because I'm sure there's lots of paperwork we got to do with a lot of digital paperwork we got to do with Sergey. So let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languageofbro. Email us at bros@languageofbromance.com. And if you want to get on the ground level when we start putting out our LOB NFTs, you need to join our Patreon. That's where we'll let everybody know first. So Wendy and Aaron, you guys are going to get first crack at that LOB NFT.
Do it.
All right. Well, is there anything else for
no, I'm okay. Just
all right. But
Sergey, we love you.
Sergey. All right. Well, that's all the Bromance have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And remember, don't be a why.
Be a why
not. Dude, we could set that Two Girls One Cup NFT like into 10-second intervals to make multiples of them.
Yeah. And I'm saying you mint like 10 of them each, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
$100,000 per.
And we get Federal Reserve money. None of this Bitcoin bullshit. Oh, wait, edit that out.